Without further ado, it's your boy, Shiney D Podcast. Shout out, still looking for some audio folk. Make music for me. Dance for me, puppets. Dance for me, jesters. I know. I'm so needy. I haven't even given anything of value in this conversation yet, and I'm already trying to ask for things. But I am still looking for my young Jamie, my tech person, if you will. So, if that's something that interests you, holla at your boy. What's new in my world? Well, I just got back from a surf trip with one of my best buddies, Mr. Light Soldier. There's a bunch of podcasts with him you can go and check out. That was wicked. It was only a couple days. I left here on Saturday, got to his place in Victoria that night, and then we road tripped up there Sunday, created some fantastic, in my opinion, content. And my opinion is the best opinion. It's the only opinion worth listening to. That you should probably fact check that. You should probably fact check most things I say. Probably just not believe most things I say. Yet here we are, and you're still listening to me. Hooray! Dear diary, I think I have at least one friend. Like and describe. So we headed up there on Sunday, hit some surf. The surf was like really good, bro. Even in my podcast, I was bro. That's my impression of a frog if it was surfing. And that's my Australian accent, which I use in street shows all the time, and it just naturally comes out when I'm shy. I guess I'm feeling vulnerable right now, which is great because I've heard that vulnerability is attractive to women. Cool, hey? That's pretty neat. I didn't know that. I was like, chicks don't want a vulnerable dude. They want like a manly man with a big truck and big muscles, and he's compensating for things. And are you looking at me, bro? You looking at my girl's ass? I thought you were looking at my girl's ass, bro. Bro, I'm a manly man. I definitely don't cry and listen to Celine Dion and have bubble baths while pampering myself with coconut oil, lavender, and some extra dark chocolate. Definitely don't fucking do that. That'd be gay. Vulnerability, guys. Vulnerability. Because when you're vulnerable with someone and when you're your real self, that opens the doorway for that authentic connection. Not only does it open that doorway, but by allowing yourself to be seen as vulnerable to the world, it's attractive. Because you're taking that chance. There's like this rebel, sensitive, new age guy, just like Mad Max meets like JP Sears, the real hippie dude. And it's like they had like a love baby. Like a baby. They had a love baby. So you're like, look out, yo, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'm vulnerable. I'm vulnerable AF. Damn it, I'm talking like Light Soldier. How dare you? That's my buddy Light that I went surfing with. Back to the surf trip. Yeah, it was really good surf on Sunday. It's like 3 to 6 foot waves. Kind of perfect, like intermediate. It was a little choppy. It was a little stormy. We had a big foam board and a little short board, and I was shredding, bro. Actually, it was quite painful the whole time, as beautiful as the experience was. Why is pain and beauty so often correlated in my world? Because I've been diagnosed as a peak experiencer. I want the high highs, and with the high highs comes the low lows. I call it the shine wave, the roller coaster of life. Roller coaster, yeah. High highs and low lows. I burnt myself, guys. It's embarrassing, guys. Can I tell you a secret? Please don't tell anyone except I'm telling everyone, so I'm a hypocrite. But we already knew that, didn't we? We were doing a fire shoot on Friday. Shout-outs to Acrofire, my boy Lucas Nab. We were down at 3rd Beach, Stanley Park, Vancouver, British Columbia. Shout-outs to how beautiful British Columbia is. We had a drone, we had this film crew, we had all this stuff, right? And I was feeling it. I was doing this sensual, erotic fire dance. And I guess it wasn't that erotic. It was erotic to me. I don't know if anyone else they probably would have felt uncomfortable if they knew what I was experiencing at that moment. But in the heat of passion, in the heat of impulsivity, I tried to extinguish a very hot lit flame down my trousers. And, oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. I was like, they're like, you alright? I'm like, I'm good. I'm just, unrelated to what just happened. I'm gonna go for a swim in the ocean. So I did a swim in the ocean. It was awesome. And oh, guys, before it's off my mind, I forgot to tell you, I ran into the coolest cops that night. So you're not supposed to have fires, technically. Definitely not supposed to do fire dancing. So as we're doing it, I was kind of paranoid because the last time I went to do a photo shoot with my buddy Steve, one of the rangers saw me and they said it was a big fine and yada yada yada. And allegedly, one of the cameras we were using, because it's such a big deal, I have no idea. Apparently, you need a permit to use it at the beach. I don't know why. Somebody just told me that, and I blindly accepted what they said, as we often do. As we often take a piece of some information from a random stranger and concrete it into our own reality as truth, and then regurgitate it out like a mother bird feeding her young with information. So the cops were rolling up, and I was in my lovely performer, outgoing, mega extroverted mood. Probably the ephedrine and all the caffeine that they might have amplified it. They might just a little bit, but that's our secret diary. That's our secret. And so the cops rolled up with their light bar on, and I was like, don't worry, guys. I got this. There was girls there, right? So I was like puffing on my chest. I'm like, yo, I'm the alpha. I got this. No worries. I got big muscles, and I'm compensating. Just kidding. Well, you can see it for yourself if you come to Brandy's tomorrow night. You can see it for yourself. Is he compensating? Is this a joke? Or is there a small penis behind the scenes? Well, you can find out, kids, for a limited time only. Ta-da! So the cops roll up. Who can it be? The cops roll up, running Kilo G. I'm musical today. I'm whimsical, guys. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this little thing called life. The cops roll up and they're like, we need one responsible person to come up here. And I was like, yo, that's definitely me. Because I've been told I'm the most responsible person out there. So I'm also holding down this like dualistic nature. I am both the yin and yang. I am the Godhead. I am duality. And I roll up and they're like, hey, how big is I'm like, yo, what up, officers? Shiney D in the house. And they're like, whoa, Shiney D represent. And I'm like, yeah, bitches, you see my podcast? They're like, yeah, man, I was like one of the two people that liked it. And I was like, whoa, synchronicity, man. My mind is blown. And at that point, my third eye exploded in a rainbow vortex of light. And DMT poured out and the cops turned into these giant lizard lords. And we flew them to Abu Dhabi where we harvested their pheromones. Because they were secreting dimethyltryptamine out of their pheromones, the police were, as they turned into these Lizarian overlords. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the cops. We need someone responsible. Shiney D to the rescue. It's like, hey officers, how's it going? They're like, pretty good. They were really cheery, both of them, right off the bat. And I was shirtless, of course, because that's how I roll. I roll with my shirt off and these hard nips. So I'm so funny. Guys, here's the thing. If no one else finds you funny, at least seek solace in laughter of your own jokes. So they asked me, is anyone responsible, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, guys, I'm spacing out. And I was like, hey, they're like, how big is the fire? I'm like, it's pretty small. They're like, can you please keep it that way, sir? And I was like, yeah, no worries. And they're like, you guys been drinking? It's like, nah, I don't drink, man. I'm on this health kick. And they're like, oh, we don't care if you do. And they're just super, and they're like, young man. And they're like, okay, well, take care. If you guys have any bottles or anything, make sure to just clean up. They were so nice. They were so cool. It was like the universe just gave us like a lucky roll of the dice. You know, for how many asshole cops out there, there's a lot of good cops out there too. There's a lot of good people just trying to do a good thing. So next time you talk to a cop, just treat him like a human being. Don't be a dick because you had a bad experience in the past. Because if you treat that guy like a dick, he's going to act like a dick. If you treat him with like respect, like you should with every human, if you just treat them with, respect, benefit of the doubt, then oftentimes you'll get to see their best side. Because these guys work in Vancouver, downtown east side, all the heroin zombies, dope, like butting in and out through traffic. What are you going to do, hit them? If you hit them, it doesn't really do anything because, okay, their options are they're going to like sleep outside tonight and like SD for H, or whatever it is they're doing, what these kids are doing, whatever the drugs are, ST for C, whatever it is. Acronyms, you'll figure it out. SD for H. You'll get it. Math is fun. But what are you going to do? Like, if they get hit, they get a nice bed, they get food, and they get the heroin or whatever, they get the morphine or whatever they're working for already. So what I'm saying is cops have to deal with a lot of shit. And we got blessed that night. And then they saw me with my shirt off, and they're like, young man, put a shirt on, you're going to get hypothermia. And that's when I got all excited. I'm like, no, man, I've been doing this Wim Hof thing, and I've been doing this breath work, and I'm working with cold. You guys take cold showers? And he's like, I like hot showers. I'm like, oh, you should take contrast showers. Then I'm so into, I just want to shove self-improvement, proactivity information down the throats of everyone. Not in like a porny way, but in like a helpful way. In like I'm really excited and passionate and enthusiastic about all these things I'm learning on my path to mastery, and I just want to share them with people. And sometimes people don't give a shit. Maybe you don't give a shit. Maybe you got 11 minutes into this podcast and you're like, damn, what am I doing with my life listening to this guy? Or maybe not. Maybe, just maybe, there's like a little hint of brilliance, a little hint of, I don't want to say excellence, but I'm pretty sweet. So maybe buried in the depths of the insanity and the crazy, there again is a balance. Back to the yin-yang, the Godhead. I figured it out. Yee. I figured it out, guys. I really have figured it out. Somebody came up to me at a party the other day and they're like, man, I just see all this stuff here. Mind you, like some of the people at these parties, I went to this underground venue in Vancouver, and there's definitely some questionable characters. So, you know, if from a perspective basis, maybe I have made it, but I got big goals, guys. You gotta go Trump. You gotta think bigger. You gotta think. I don't even know what kind of accent that was. You gotta think big. It's gonna be big. It's going to be very, very big. I do a poor Trump. I have other talents, I swear. I'm good at something, please. Insanity, brilliance. I spaced out. Where were we? Alas, I can't remember. So, oh no, before I go on, thanks for reminding me. I wanted to add a little piece. I think I'm going to make a YouTube video to this because I was really feeling it. One of my buddies, the friend that I was on, I can say his name, Light, he pointed out that I'm really a peak experiencer. And I've always been really impulsive, very passionate, very, dive head in. Like when I was younger, when there was jumping cliffs, I would be the guy like kind of testing the water. Testing the depth, and I would do that by jumping. And, I'm super blessed that I'm not paraplegic or quadriplegic. One of my really good friends that I played football with, this incredible kid, man. So energetic, so enthusiastic, so passionate about life. We used to go to house parties and pee in ice cube trays, and he would kick ceiling tiles. It was a thing we had, but he's quadriplegic now. He dived into the water the wrong way in a lake, hit a rock, the only rock there. Man, crazy. Life is so fragile. It really is, We seem so tough. And even when I was running to the house, I probably can't follow the quadriplegic thing up with this, but love you, buddy. As I was running into the house, I almost twisted my ankle. And I know you're saying, how dare you compare this to that? But get off my back, man. Get off my back, man. All I'm saying is, we feel so strong and everything feels so permanent, but then a little twist of faith, boom, your ankle snapped for the summer. Boom. Worst case scenario, you can't walk. Boom. You're dead. So, I don't know why I got so dark on you there, kids. I just want to say, be grateful for shit, because it can get taken away. And if it's taken away and you're not able to be grateful for things, you're going to have even less to work with, and you already suck at it. So, there's always something to be grateful for. And while we're at it, let's just add to all of our strengths or weaknesses. And all of our weaknesses are strengths. Like my impulsivity, my creativity, my passion, my refusal to fit within the lines and want to work normal jobs and do normal things. And I always want to have these peak experiences and these super high highs. Well, that's unstable as fuck. Throwing away that responsibility, throwing away that steady thing is super unstable. Like, I have no idea how I'm going to make rent sometimes. I'm getting better with money, but with performance, like everything's just booked on the fly. Sometimes I have nothing booked for that month. I have no money. I just jump out. When I started hitchhiking, I had like nothing. Nothing. People just give me money. I would dumpster dive. I was a feral little indigo child on a spirit quest to become the man I am today. But I just didn't know. So it's always a trade-off, right? That impulsivity, that passion, that enthusiasm, that insanity, if you will, that leads me to make very irrational decisions. You can ask any of my girlfriends, bless their hearts. I just, I'm not bipolar, I'm by winning. But you couldn't have one without the other. It's like stand-up comedians, they're always depressed or crazy fucks, and that might be a bad analogy to compare it to, because I'm sure there's some stable stand-up comedians, But all I'm saying is there's a flip side. So you can think about like what your weaknesses are, and you can think about how to flip that. Maybe you are the responsible person, the one that's good with money, the one that has this slow and steady plan. And that seems like a good thing, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's stopping you from really jumping head first into what you want to do. Or maybe not. It's just food for thought. It's something I've been thinking about, because sometimes I don't want to be so, financially irresponsible or crazy and whimsical and just hella impulsive, peak experience, thrill junkie extraordinaire. But then I start to think, if I trade that, will I lose some of that creative insanity genius? I use genius lightly, but I'm not going to brag or anything, but I was born on the same day as Mozart, so pretty sure I'm a reincarnation. The Golden Buddha, pretty sure. But back to Tofino. What a nice side tangent. It's full circle. Circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. Tofino. We got there on Sunday. Had a nice sesh. Just a couple of boys out on the town. Had a fire. Oh, it was great, man. I love my buddy. Like, he's just such a good fella. Such a good guy. Such a smart, kind, caring human being. He's my driver. He's my manager. Big shout-outs. Mr. Light Soldier. Monday, we had another stellar sesh. We woke up in this awesome camp, Mackenzie Beach Resort Campground. Shout-outs. There was a hot tub there, so you could go and swim. So we weren't swimming, but you could go and swim, hypothetically. We'd go and surf in the ocean. And then, we come back, we have a nice hot tub. But meanwhile, this burn from this fire-active passion near my crotch, that poor thing, let's be honest, guys. Everyone's peeing in their wetsuits. You are. You're not better than me. Maybe you are better than me, but you still probably piss in your wetsuit. You're out there for like 3 or 4 hours. You need to be hydrated to surf, son, because water everywhere, not a drop to drink. So my poor crotch burn, which is looking a little too herpy-ish. I shouldn't say that 3 times. It's 5 times, right? The Candyman thing? Let's say it's 5 for the sake of the record. This poor burn, man, it's just getting rubbed with salt. It's getting rubbed with piss. It's getting rubbed on my board. And then on top of that, we're going in the hot tub afterwards. There's chlorine in there. There's families, leaving like little payday bars or whatever the children are doing these days. There's hair and God knows what else. I'm in the hot tub with Light, and we're talking about how he doesn't like to share it with other people and blah, blah, blah. And, it's a little too personal. It's like a stew of all these juices, just chlorinated hot human juice stew. And some people aren't showering. And if they're not showering, man, they got those little poo dangles hanging down. They got, who knows what they got. They might have some D cheese. They might have whatever is in the V. I don't know. Not really sure what is cultivated. Whatever, So, like, right after he says that, like, almost comedically on cue, these 2 guys roll in. Just a couple manly men. Couple, nice rednecky fellas. But they're coming fresh from work. They're blue-collar. They've been working trades. God knows the hygiene of these guys. I've worked Shout out to all my blue-collar workers. It's hard work, but I've worked there before, and I just know the hygienic standards and practice, not to mention diet and poor wiping techniques and booze and cigarettes and everything else. All those lovely things that are such a common ground in normality in the Muggle realm, the Muggle world. And so they come in and they're talking to us. I'm trying to ignore them and make it light talk. And, they're nice guys. But after he said the thing about, like, the human juices in the stew, as the one guy's telling a story, and I just see he has all these, like, bumps and, like, hives on his arm. And I'm just thinking about, Light also had an injury that I must probably take to the grave with me. But he had a surfing injury where a certain thing got stretched out. We didn't know what happened. He was really worried. It was hilarious, and he kept having to pull down his pants, and he was looking at it, and it was all weird. That could be anything. That could be his knee. That could be his foot. Come on, guys. Be mature. Be mature. So these guys come in, and I'm just thinking about Light's thing. I'm thinking about my open, like, stomach gash, and then I see, like, the hive guy, and then, like, the human soup, the chlorinated human juices soup stew. We're getting out of there. So we have another great surf session on Monday. We're going to stay for a few days, but alas, the weather would not have it. Tuesday morning, it was pissing rain. It's time to go. It's time to go home. So it was a short one. It was a good time. It wasn't a long time. Oh yeah, we also drank wine the night before and just bullshitted and have fun. It's just a great time being in the woods, being in nature, getting to connect with your best buddies. If you haven't tried surfing and it is available to you, I highly, highly recommend it. There's just something so therapeutic about it. The way when you're just out in the ocean, if there's no one around you, and you just see like a sunset, surfing, just floating on my board at sunset is like one of my favorite experiences in the world. You get all that like oxygenated or ozoned or atomed or whatever the Bill Nye the Science Guy things, atoms, molecules out there. You get the breathing is nice out there. There's lots of breath. There's lots of breath out there. It's so relaxing. Surfing is such good exercise, and there's this ultimate presence. Like it's very hard to think about anything else when you're in this zone where you just have to think about that next wave, think about duck diving that next wave, think about paddling perfectly in, especially on bigger days. You just have to be so present, and it's wicked, man. You want to go off coffee or something? Just go surfing, get some cold water therapy. It'll spike your endorphins. It'll spike everything up. I fucking love surfing, man. I learned in California, Santa Cruz. Shout out Chris Crash, Trev Getzlaw, Santa Cruz. I love Santa Cruz. It's one of my favorite places. You can surf right in town, man. And the waves are so good. They're so good. People say the locals there are assholes to people, but I never had a problem personally. So I probably wouldn't take those people at face value. And while we're not taking people at face value, that's it. I'm not going to go down that tangent. It's going to get all ranty, all willy waggly wiggly woo, wiggly wow. Actually, what I was going to say is, oftentimes I have huge dreams in life. I have big aspiration, guys. I want to do all sorts of stuff. I want to do big shows. I want to travel the world. I want to make content. I want to do all these things. I want to act. I want to do stunts. I want to have lots of money. And I want to build things with that money and employ people. And I just have exponential dreams. And oftentimes when I'm pursuing a new endeavor, somebody will go, well, it's really hard to get into that. And to that I say, fuck yeah, it is. All the things that are really good in life, all the things that are really worthwhile, they're not easy. You got to work really, really hard to get them. Remember, guys, if it was easy, everybody would do it. But that doesn't mean you can't love the process. That's the secret to getting into building that dream that is so hard, that so few people can do. You got to just love the process. So when you find something that you're really inspired by, even if you suck, you can just love the process. You can love the fact you're doing it. You can just take solace in the fact that it's going to happen eventually, or it could happen. But even if it didn't, you're enjoying the process. So the next time somebody tries to instill one of their limiting beliefs on you, saying, that's really hard, or not many people can do it. Case in point, when I was moving out of my old house, and a lot of my friends were having a lot of difficulty finding houses. broke circus hippies having difficulty finding employment and or residence. Real original. But when I chose to move out of my last house, I had this kind of limiting scarcity belief. I was like, oh, the housing's not very good right now. You know how easy it was for me to find a house? It was so easy. And my next house is better. But I had this thought in my head because people said, oh, it's really difficult to find a place. So how many times do you listen to people when they tell you things are difficult, when they tell you things are hard, and instead of like trying to pursue them for yourself, you just take them at face value? Next time somebody tells you something's hard, go, good. I welcome challenge in my life. I will step up to that challenge. I'll become a better person because of it. And if it wasn't challenging, I wouldn't experience that same depth of life gains. Damn it. I almost went on an inspirational rant, but then I was human. Which links back to the vulnerability. Ladies, are you attracted to my authenticity yet? Haha. I love people who, like, girls can look at their Facebook or the social media and they go, oh man, that guy's something. That guy's like sexy and well put together and everything. And I just imagine like just the labyrinth of mind fuckery that my social media might be, where I put like one perfectly lit, perfectly angled picture where I just look like Prince Charming with an axe above me, and I'm just all that is man and chiseled from stone, like a Adonis from Olympia. And then you look at another one, and I just look like the Goblin Prince. Yes. Or you just look at one of my videos, and it's like, oh, this guy might be batshit crazy. I put out a new video today. It was super fun. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out on my YouTube page. It's me. I will not spoiler alert you, but it's me sharing some of my hip-hop moves, and it was extremely fun to make. And this podcast was extremely fun to do as well. I really enjoyed it. These 27, 2701, 2702 minutes and seconds, they just flew by. I love doing this. I should do this every day. It's almost like, it's like a diary, pretty much. It's like a journal. I get to hear what's on my mind. I get to look it over. It's not a diary, bro. It's not a journal. It's a captain's log, bro. Because I'm manly, bruh. But yeah, that's what it's like. So, on that note, we're going to wrap this one. So, shout outs to my sponsors. Still looking for sponsors. And shout out to my IT guy. Still looking for IT guys. IT guys, holla. Thanks for listening, guys. It's your boy, the one, the only, Shinicus, Divinicus, Shinicus, Winicus, the man, the myth, the legend. And the crowd goes, woo, woo. People on the right, woo. People on the left, hee. Now just that guy. Cricket, cricket, cricket. Much love, fam.